So, hey, Mom, thanks for joining me.
You're welcome.
So as I told you, I've had many conversations over the last few weeks with a lot of different types of people, and everyone's figuring out how to navigate through these unique times, including my own family. Me and Haley, my wife, we're trying to figure out how to do this well with three young kids, and many of the parents that I've talked to are dealing with similar issues. I've also talked to the grandparents that haven't been able to see their kids or grandkids in the last few weeks. So I thought it'd be fun to hear from an expert's perspective on how parents and
Oh,
yeah, that's right, on how parents and grandparents can get through this and how we can help our kids process through these unique times that we really many of us can't relate to prior experiences on something like this. So of course I had to think really long and hard about who could I potentially talk to about someone that could help kids, parents, and even grandparents. But no, of course, I thought that this would be such a fun thing to be able to have you have a conversation with you. So the first question to just get started: what have the last few weeks looked like for you, and how has your life looked different than normal?
well, first of all, I'm working from home.
Oh,
So
just like
days
everybody, I
that,
guess.
yes, still lots of meetings, but they're all done on a computer,
Yeah.
which is different.
Hmm.
As far as getting things done, we can get things done, but it's harder. I mean, you have to take after the first week, I realized I need to take breaks to get outside, to take walks,
Yeah.
because staring at a screen for 9, 10 hours straight is hard. And the biggest thing that we're all dealing with is just the lack of physical community. I've
Right.
actually seen community increase in a lot of ways, but we just don't have that physical closeness to people that we used to
Right.
have.
One thing that I know our family has felt as a challenge as a parent in dealing with this is that as parents, oftentimes we try to shelter our kids from these these things. We're not exactly sure how to relay it to them or bring them into it. Um, but of course they're very perceptive and they know they can see that something's a little off with mom and dad, or they obviously know that their schedule is off. And so what's your advice on letting them in, but also not freaking them out about this coronavirus thing, to the point where they're having nightmares about it or crying about it or whatever?
Right. Right. Great question. And you're right. Kids do know, because right after this started, where we started talking about coronavirus, your 5-year-old came into the house and I went to give him a high five and he went, "No high fives, Gigi, coronavirus." And this was before
Yeah.
the lockdown or anything. So
Right.
they do know what's going on. And I think as parents, just letting our kids guide the conversation. Don't assume if they say something, don't assume you know what they mean. Ask them, "Well, tell
Yeah.
me more about that." Or, "Where did you hear that?" Because if we don't do that, what we end up doing is giving them way more information than they need, or
Mm.
answering a question that really isn't the question they asked in the first place.
Hmm.
So, what I try to do when dealing with kids is, before I get into the answer, I ask more questions to make sure. And as adults, often we use too many words. So I always say, answer the question in as few words as possible. And then ask them, "Do you have any other questions? Or does that make sense?" Because we have a tendency to go give them way more information than they need. And
Right.
basically, what kids want to know is that they're safe, that you're safe. We can, in the midst of of COVID-19, I think focusing on what we can do, we can wash our hands. We can
Mm.
stay 6 feet from people. We can send letters and cards to healthcare providers who are on the front lines. We can draw pictures with sidewalk chalk to make somebody smile.
Yeah.
That's doing something productive.
Yeah.
And kids need to know that they can be a part.
Um,
Yeah, and you can make a game of it. You can lay out 2 yardsticks, or if you can't find 2 yardsticks, which those are kind of hard to find, especially in a house with 5-year-old boys,
right.
because they like to use them as weapons, but actually show them what 6 feet looks like and practice, stopping before you
Right.
get to six
Right.
6 feet to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, that's great. I can see how that's a good way to kind of be in between giving them too much, but also you want to let them in on something. So let them guide the conversation, and just listen, and keep it short, and let them ask follow-up questions.
Very good summary. Yes. See, you did good. You did good, Wes.
I've
You used
learned a couple things,
way
yeah.
fewer words than I
Yeah.
did. That was good.
And let's see, the last question that I've got for you. So obviously my kids, they miss you, they miss Gigi, they miss being around you, and I know that you are missing them as well. And so for any of the grandparents that are watching this, what tips do you have to stay engaged with them, but also stay healthy, and to, practice these social distancing?
Well, I'm so thankful for technology. Can you imagine doing this before all the technology that we have?
Right,
I can't.
right.
So I think FaceTime, we've been doing a lot of FaceTime.
Yeah.
Reading books to them over FaceTime. Your kids have sometimes called and said, "Hey, will you read a book with me?"
Yeah.
Mark, your daddy, he's been doing magnetiles with Jed, where they both set up their phones on FaceTime and they talk about the towers that they're building. There's all kinds of ways for us to engage with them while still being safe. And if you have older kids that understand better what social distancing means, you can actually, stand in the yard and they can sit on the porch and you can have conversations with them. I've seen grandparents and parents do that with their kids, and with your kids, as well as your siblings' kids, just driving over with the kids still in the car seat so they can't get out. They're buckled in.
Right.
We've had some great conversations.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Yeah, I think that the FaceTime goes so far, but then those little touch points throughout the week, every once in a while, where they can actually see your real face.
Right.
That has been good. So my mom has recorded herself recording some books, and it's been cool, because if I need a break here or there, it's actually I can give them the book. And what's cool, I think I sent you a quick video of them actually watching, and they, of course, they don't understand. They are so used to FaceTiming that they think that whenever they see your face on a screen that you can see them. So they always talk to you, and when you ask questions in the video, they interact with you. So that's great.
Yeah, that's cool. A great way for grandparents to do it. Yeah, and if you do it on YouTube, you just create a playlist, and then it helps your adult kids too, because if it's not a playlist, it can actually go through book after book after book without any adult intervention.
Yeah, without
putting up a new video.
Yeah, that's great, without going down the YouTube wormhole.
Right. Your kids are younger, Wes, so you're not dealing with this, but I just want to say something to all the parents who are trying to homeschool right now. Yeah. A homeschool friend posted that the parents who are struggling with it and say, "I'm a terrible homeschooler." This isn't homeschooling. Homeschooling is where you come up with your curriculum. You have all the supplies that you need. Parents are just being thrown into this now, and they're trying to deliver somebody else's lesson. So I would just say to parents, have grace with yourself. Have lots of recess time. Kids can learn all kinds of stuff without being in front of a computer. They can learn math from cooking. They can learn about science from being out in the yard. And Wes, I remember when you were in 4th grade, you missed 7 months of school due to multiple surgeries and the illness you had going on then. And the teacher only came to your house our house a couple times a week for an hour a visit.
Right.
And you did just fine.
Yeah. It all boils down to actually not a whole lot for a 4th grader.
Right.
Time.
Right. Give yourself some grace. Enjoy your kids. This is a time we may never have this. Hopefully we don't ever have this again, right, where basically everything's shut off. Our schedules are cleared.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
You're
thanks
welcome.
Again, Mom.
Have a great day, Wes.
All right. You too.
Look forward to FaceTiming with you soon.
That's right. Yeah. We'll drive by your house sometime soon.
Okay.
Right.
Look forward to it. Bye.